Fan favorite, Pat. We're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it.
What's that from?
I don't know. We were on Twitter the other day. And Big Time Rush, I guess, got back together. And I was telling the story about how my roommate and I used to watch iCarly on Nickelodeon a lot because I legitimately think it's one of the best comedies of the last 30 years.
Oh, it's so good.
But Big Time Rush would come on after on Nickelodeon's whatever lineup. And the intro, gotta live it big time or whatever. I don't even know if they got the melody right. Anyway, we started just in conversation. You know how you say bro ironically and then you end up just saying it?
Yeah.
So we'd be like, hey, should we go get some beer for tonight? He'd be like, dude, you gotta live it big time. Should we take, and we would just say it. And then we just started working Big Time Rush lyrics. They just were ingrained into our everyday give and take. So anyway, I'd like to think that was Big Time Rush, but I don't even know anymore. There's such a jarbled mess in my brain anymore sometimes. So good, who knows? But wanted to start off with a little joy, a little happiness. We're doing a draft. It's nice.
Yeah. Let's do it big time, Pat.
You gotta live it big time.
You gotta be fresh. What is going on, everybody? I'm Tom.
And I'm Pat.
We're best friends, and you're listening to the Reminiscent Podcast. All right, that's enough silliness. We are doing a draft.
But you do have to live it big time. Hey, you do have to live it big time.
You do.
On a serious note, everybody.
All right, so we're doing a draft, and we were people obviously like the drafts more than anything that we do. Loud and clear, we hear you, but also keep encouraging us. We need it. But we've been doing the year drafts, and we're already up to year 2004, which isn't bad for spreading it out over a year. But we didn't want to run out of the years too quickly, so we're trying to come up with other ideas of what could you possibly draft. And I have this vivid memory. And this was inspired by the Detroit by Fireworks episode of you don't need maps when you know where the sidewalk cracks. And when I was a junior in high school, typical stuff with your mom, just not getting along, whatever. I was alone in the house. My sister was away. We just kind of got at each other. And we're fine now. It's great. She was doing her best. I was trying to work my way through adolescence. We're fine now. But I took a lot of angry walks in the middle of the night with my, I think I still would have had my blue 4 gig iPod mini at this time. And I would just blast a certain amount of songs when I was just angry and trying to walk it off. So I thought it'd be fun to do mood drafts and transport us back to our 16-year-old bodies. You're mad. What are you listening to on this angry walk at 11:30 at night, trying to deal with the complicated emotions, not knowing how to verbalize it? So we're going to draft
the weight of existence.
So we're drafting the weight of our existence songs.
Right. Also, it's been a while since we even attempted a Desert Island thing. Should we do a 1999 one? Should we do a 2011 one? Should we start to peek out here and there? Please let us know if this is a direction you want us to take the drafts, different games. We want it to be as collaborative as possible within the realm of being able to put on a good show. So, anyway, just you said that and I'm just repeating it. So that was super helpful of me to just say. Anyway, we got some dice to roll. And in terms on the theme of living at big time, why don't you have to choose which dice you could roll. You have multiple special sets. That's living at big time if I've ever heard anything about it.
I'm a dice boy now. I've got
You are the biggest dice boy I've ever met.
So on one hand, in a velvet pouch, I have rose gold D&D dice. I don't think it's actual velvet. It's probably fake suede. Some really heavy stainless steel dice. On the other hand, I have wooden laser cut dice, right? They got this little marble in the middle. Not a super important detail, but it's
got some weight to them. Living it big time.
It's got a little jiggle, a little jangle.
Got a little jiggle and a little jangle.
Down with the thickness.
I knew you were going to work it in. That phrase came up in the pre-show chatter. I knew you were going to work it, but I'm glad that was the right moment, and I'm glad.
Oh God. Anyway, I think just for continuity's sake, I'm going to take the wooden dice here, and I'm putting my hand over open flame over a candle. I'll just burn myself.
As a ritual or on accident? Have you been putting your hands over a flame every time we've done drafts and not told me about it?
Yep.
That's living it big time.
I'm going to resist making self-harm emo jokes. Anyways.
Ooh. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Hey, we're angry. We got to get in the right headspace. I appreciate that note. What's my motivation? Okay, yes. I want to burn my... Yeah, okay. Just kidding.
All right. So pick evens or odds. I'm going to roll 2 dice here. And we'll do it. What do you want?
What I want is to go back in time and not be so casual about the jokes about burning our fingers on the flame intentionally. So if we could just rewind and not include that in the show.
No, we totally are.
I'll take, well, man, I hate the show because I love it, but I also hate it. I'll take evens. No, if I'm angry, I don't know if that would affect what I'd pick. If I was angry, I'd say whatever and then take what you didn't pick or something.
Well, then I'm going with even, so you'll go with odds. How's that?
Perfect.
All right. I am filming this for the Patreon, by the way. I always film the dice rolls. I don't know why.
Which, in terms of planning content for the Patreon, we've come a long way. We are totally documenting our dice rolls and other stuff too, but it's mostly dice rolls at this point.
Some other stuff, but mostly dice rolls. Here we go. A 2 and a 2. So we got 4.
It's me. I want the first pick, and then I want to get the out of here, man.
All right.
Also, I should share the quick anecdote about you being... So I walked like the 11 miles from my house on the east side to your house the one night. No real need to go into what spurred that decision. But I remember being like a mile from your house. I was in like mile 9 of this like nighttime winter walk.
An actual anger walk, right?
Yes. I don't know if I had headphones on me though, because I just like left the house. But I knew you'd be in your basement playing RuneScape,
listening to Riot on repeat.
Yeah, I remember being like a mile from your house at that little strip mall up by 38th and Peach, thinking I got a mile to go, and it's just now snowing, and I didn't really have the best jacket on. But I had just been pure adrenaline at that point, but it started to wear off. I was like, if I fucking die a mile from Tom's house, because I don't even remember if I had my phone. I was just pissed off, but I was just kind of waddling. My pants were all wet with like flaky snow at that point. But I remember just knocking on the basement window, and you were like, huh? Okay, yeah. I'll meet you at the back door. What the Anyway, I remember being at school the next day trying to play it off. Like my mom had been calling people relentlessly. Remember a kid named Eddie was like, hey, yeah, I guess, where'd you go last night? I was like, just a long jog. I forgot to leave a note for my mom. Like, really? I heard it was like hours. I was like, yeah, just crazy miscommunication. Pretty crazy. I was like, why don't you, this kid was pretty new to the school. It's like, why don't you ease up, Eddie. I love you, but let's, I don't know you like that. So let's just move on from this particular topic. But anyway, you were there like I knew you would be, and we chilled for a bit. That was a nice night. Ended as a nice friend time, but started as not good stuff. Anyway, we're both in similar headspaces, it sounds like. I feel like we've got our little stories out of the way. I will make a first pick. While I'm looking over my list...
I've got a story.
I'd love to hear it.
Well, first of all, I was just super... So I was like in the basement. There's that little window that's like at the height of the driveway.
Yeah.
You can look down in that was the computer room. The desktop was like right there.
It looked right on top of your head if you were on your desktop. Yeah.
And I just remember being so glad I wasn't like jerking off when you knocked on the window. Anyway,
it was out of the blue, right? Like
right.
It was a legit surprise. Yeah.
It was like 9 p.m. I had no idea. I was so scared. Someone was knocking on the window and I vaguely saw your face kneeling down to peer through the glass. But my anger walk, like the memory that I'm going to right now was spurred by when I was like a sophomore in high school. We were in a band and I was the drummer. So our band practiced at my house. So you just kind of had to. So my mom was always like kind of cool with it, but there was this whole like family situation where my aunt got pregnant and was like going to move in with us. My mom was like, hey, she's moving in. We're going to be raising an infant here. Your band can't practice here anymore. And just like being so upset because I didn't know what else to do. Like, I knew that I couldn't get a ride anywhere else. And I just thought, like, is the band going to break up, and just like being so mad, like, Mom, you can't let this happen. This is the only thing I care about. Nothing else means anything to me like this does. And she was like, sorry, like this is how it has to be, family first, yada, yada. And I went for a walk that night, and it was spurred by one song I just had on repeat the whole time, which I will be picking in this draft. I don't think you're going to go for it, but I'm trying to transport myself back to that night. But I'm trying to transport myself back to that night of just like being so mad at my mom. So that's where I'm coming from. And but everything ended up being okay. We still had the band. We still practiced in the basement. It was all fine. Whatever. So teenage angst, yada yada. But you go first.
Okay.
And
okay.
I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah. Ooh, there's so many good ones. Okay. I'm gonna play the game this week. That is to say, I'm going to save the ones I know. Instead of like picking a first one that you're going to be like, oh, I don't know that one. Because we know what we know at this point. I'm going to pick one that would spur conversation and play the game, because why burn some good picks that could go in later rounds, right? Value picks, right? I'm going to go Understatement by Newfound Glory. Opens up with Sick of Smiling and So Is My Jaw. That song goes hard as and is kind of my, other than like, one of my honorable mentions that won't make this because we have a certain genre for this show, but that and actually Heart of the City, in parentheses, Ain't No Love by Jay-Z, are like my two big time, like really just not having it songs. But yeah, Understatement by Newfound Glory is definitely like, I don't know, what more could you want? The pace, the tone, the lyrics. I think it falls directly into what we're trying to go for this draft. And I had to call you last week and be like, we're not like, I know we're going through it, but are we like emotionally going through it, or are we like anger going through it? Because that changes things dramatically. But I think Understatement is like my mission statement for where the direction I'm heading in.
Okay. That's a good pick. I don't know if I would have picked...
Newfound Glory is that band to me. Like,
Sure.
They have probably three, and I'll get into more of that later, but that kind of fall into that, you're in kind of your teen Newfound Glory anger mood when you're listening to them. Like, that's why, like, we listen to all these bands on repeat because that's just kind of what our musical tastes are. We started a show about it, et cetera, et cetera. I kind of go to them for that. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, we talk about why people don't really talk too much about All Downhill From Here, and maybe they do, but I kind of go to Newfound Glory for that reason. I don't go for their, like, I don't know. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, I get you.
I guess I don't want to name the other songs of theirs. I'll do it later in the draft once they're off the board or whatever, that kind of display what I'm going for. But there's like a specific reason I kind of turn to them, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just keep the draft going. You get picks 2 and 3. We'll get one out of the way and keep it rolling.
All right. If I'm playing the game, I wouldn't pick this one, but this is like, again, what spurred the whole thing. I think around this time I was listening to Take Off Your Pants and Jacket a lot. And the song Shut Up by Blink-182 is what I had on repeat for like a full 90 minutes as I was on this anger walk back in 2006, 2007. And the lyrics that really, that I loved, it was just so like perfect. I'll never ask permission from you. F*** off. I'm not listening to you. I'm not coming home. I'm never going to come back home. I'll run away. And it's just like, that was exactly how I felt. And what's interesting is I listened to Take Off Your Pants and Jacket a lot. I mean, if it was a vinyl record, I would have worn down those grooves to a pulp, right? It's all I listened to. But there were some songs that I just kind of like never gave much time or maybe attention. And I think I like really discovered Shut Up on that walk. Like, I was playing through the album from the beginning. And when I found that, I was like, this so perfectly sums up every thought in my teenage brain right now. I'm going to just play this song for the rest of the walk. And it was like walking, under the streetlights, this on repeat. This is what spurred the whole episode. So I got to get Shut Up by Blink-182 off Take Off Your Pants and Jacket as my first pick, like, for sure.
I like it. It's the first time I think I heard an F-bomb in a song that I actually like, a band I liked. You know what I mean? Like, growing up, you're like, I guess Blink was that band for a lot of people, I'm sure. But I could see it. I'm going effing death. Everything's too loud. You're always too loud. That type of thing. Like, oh my God. Like, yeah, definitely, quote, going through it, I think is the theme of the draft. So I could see it. I respect you taking the first pick as the thing that spurred it all. I'm not sure I would have taken that early in the draft, but I'm glad you took it because you also, what's weird about this game is you want to build the mixtape you want to build, but don't want to lose out on any. So anyway, I respect the pick, but also you get the 2-3, so you were able to burn one there.
Right. So also for the listeners, we make these drafts into playlists on Apple Music and Spotify. You can find them on our website. They'll be in the show notes of this, reminiscentpodcast.com/episode/173. You can find it for both Apple Music and Spotify. Any drafts that we do, we're going to get back into making the monthly playlist of all the songs we talk about, songs of the week, yada, yada. So we're getting more into the playlists. You can find them there. And if you find yourself on an angry walk, you've got a playlist ready to be your bud for that 90 minutes. The second one, I really thought you were going to take this. I got to do it. And I'm sorry. 70 times 7 by Brand New. Got to do it.
I knew it was top of mind because we just did that episode.
And I kind of showed my hand during the episode as well.
Well, yeah, we talked about it a little bit. I was prepared to have that be one of the highly contested ones. We're going 8 deep, so that might hurt me later down. But yeah, to keep it moving, I will just say I was prepared to lose out on that one. So now that you take it, though, I got to take this shit a little more seriously. So I appreciate it.
So, and I mean, the whole end of the chorus, it's just, or the whole end of the bridge, the whole end of the song is like so angry, just so specifically wishing harm. I never wish my mom harm. I was hesitant to even say that this was spurred by feelings about my mom because I don't want my mom to die in a car crash, right? But
I always thought the narrator was talking about a partner. He was talking about John Nolan.
Of course he was.
He's the guy with the jellyfish spine.
Of course. Like, oh,
I didn't even. Yeah. So man, they fucking hated each other, dude. It blew me away.
Which you put out a meme on our Twitter today that I then put on our Instagram. I laughed so hard at that. Like I was just giggling for like a straight hour about
which is really the point of all the books we've written together and all the like shows we do is just to make you laugh. Because it's such a niche joke for the show. It was basically the movie poster for John Tucker Must Die, but I just crudely not photoshopped, paint? MS painted their faces in and put John Nolan Must Die. And I knew only Tom was really going to even give a shit about it, but I'm glad you did because it just, hey, they fucking, wow, Long Island, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I know.
I'm not even doing an accent, right? Anyway, I got $20 that says, you know what I mean.
All right, we've got a lot of picks to get through.
I know, we're just going to another rabbit hole. It's like, hey, remember that conversation we had 2 months ago? That very, like we're the only audience for the show or something. Tom, we're not living it big time. We got to live it big time. Let's move it on here. We got to get it going. Okay, my pick. I'm going to pick one that is competitive and one that is one I want on the mixtape just to like, for the sake of the, entertainment value. My pick is No Children by the Mountain Goats that came out in 2002. Are you familiar?
I don't know a single Mountain Goat song, man.
Let me just read you some lyrics. And I hope the junkyard a few blocks from here someday burns down, and I hope the rising black smoke carries me far away, and I never come back to this town again. In my life, I hope I lie and tell everyone that you were a good wife. I hope you die. I hope we both die. And then there's a little interlude. And then the next verse starts, I hope I cut myself shaving tomorrow. I hope it bleeds all day long. Our friends say it's darkest before the sun rises, and we're pretty sure they're all wrong. Anyway, it goes on like that.
Oh my God,
it is so
going through
delightfully dark, just like deliciously dark. That, it would come on road trips and everyone in the car be like, interesting. You good? Like just check it in. Feel like doing due diligence here. It's such a perfect song for this particular mood. I know Mountain Goats come on. Like I'm not going to pretend like I was age 12 rocking freaking John Darnell B-sides or whatever. But no, this was definitely a college discovery thanks to some pals. But yeah, so if I'm going to play the game though, ooh, here we go. How about Admit It! ! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point by the band Say Anything.
Yeah. Nice.
When I'm dead, I'll rest. When I'm dead, I'll rest. Kind of his like manifesto against bohemian culture and Brooklyn hipsters back in the day. Like the hipsters we all hate started as like a pretty cool rock explosion in the early 2000s, right? Like Lady Gaga even came out of that scene, some of the pop warehouse shows and stuff. We talked about it on the show a little bit in terms of like 2000s revival whatever. Anyway, Brooklyn's a whole thing now, but back then it was like quote unquote cool. Anyway, Max Bemis lived there in all his songs, or at least a third of them are about the people that also live there that he really fucking didn't like. So it's kind of the anti-hipster anthem. I don't know. It's like 8 minutes long, and it's, again, I'm going to use the word delicious again. It's just pull it, get a knife and a fork and just chew on it. It's just delightful. You know, we love Max Bemis on this show. It's such a good you song. Like, yeah, man, admit it, like the same inferiority complex that made your life a living hell, whatever. Not going to be able to put the lyrics out of my brain immediately while I'm trying to riff, but you get the idea, right? It just needed to be off the board. There's a few, I'm not even going to say the names of the bands, but it's getting weird now. We got to go 8 deep, so now I'm like real cagey about it. Honestly, though, I would love to just read the full lyrics at the end of this episode to that Mountains Goat song because it's so fucking good, man.
I'll allow it. All right, 2 heavy hitters. I loved this song. This would have been closer to like 2008. My ex Hannah not introduced me to the band, but really got me into them. The song "When You're Around" by Motion City Soundtrack.
Oh, nice pick. I didn't even have that on my list. That's a really good pick.
I added it super late, didn't think about it, but I mentioned that girl I dated for like 5.5 years. And like almost immediately after we broke up, I was like seeing Hannah, and it was like this new thing. And the other girl kind of like wouldn't leave me alone after we broke up. Don't need to go into personal details, whatever. But part of me was just like, I want this relationship to die. I want it to be over so I can move on. So like the end, like the refrain, "No, I can't fucking stand it when you're around." Like when it built back up into that was just like, at that time, that felt like my anthem. And I remember seeing them play it live at Warped Tour, I think 2008 Warped Tour, and just like losing my mind, being so hyped when they just kind of belted that part out. So that's a really good one for me. And I honestly, if I was playing the song again, I would recall most of the lyrics. I can't remember anything except just the end. "No, I can't fucking stand it when you're around," because it's so raw. Right, there's not a lot of fluff to those words. It's just like, nope, this is how I feel, man. You're not even worth the effort to make this eloquent. I really, really like that song. So
I'm jealous of the pick. I don't like it for my own list, but I love that it was picked. And yeah, nice pickup, man. Nice pickup.
Awesome. This one I wouldn't have pulled out of my head unless I was like Googling specific things, but there's a line in "Tell Mick He Just Made My List of Things to Do Today" by Fall Out Boy.
Don't even do it. Don't you fucking dare. Are you picking that song?
You know what? Okay, now that I say it, I vaguely remember.
I mean, like, it's competitive. You should pick it.
Well, no.
I'm mad.
No. When we were discussing this draft a couple weeks ago, I think you slipped that you wanted to pick this one. So maybe so maybe subconsciously I took it on accident. I would not have come up with this on my own. I will relinquish that one. You can have it.
Okay. I played my hand too quick. I should have been way cooler. If we were in like any Breaking Bad situation at all, I would blow every transaction just on emotion alone. You know what I mean? Like that dude, Mike, the old dude, he's my favorite Better Call Saul Breaking Bad character. But yeah, he's way cooler and just kind of lets the other dude freak out beforehand. Now I want to pick that, so now you get to play me on it. But anyway, what do you mean? How did that make you think of what again?
You can have it. I'm going to take...
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just had to revisit the notion of screaming "you" as my first reaction. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right, give me Dysentery Gary by Blink-182.
Oh.
For the lines at the end, this place, I lost the war. I hate you all. Your mom's a whore.
Yeah, you know,
Where's
I'm a little
my
upset
dog?
Damn it, Tom. You're having a good draft. It's upsetting. That's fucking good. I mean, these are hardcore classics that, you know, I'm pissed. What sucks about like getting older and listening to these records over and over is that song means less to you as time goes on. You know what I mean? You know, girls aren't such a drag past a certain time when you meet someone, you know, like we're both married now. So like that line doesn't have to mean as much. Yeah. That line doesn't have to mean as much to us anymore. So I'm upset not with you picking that, but I'm upset that I had kind of lost touch with the fact that that's what that song meant to me for so long. You know what I mean? It's kind of a depressing thought, just because Enema served such a huge role. And damn it, and you're having just a stellar draft, my dude. So
thanks, man.
Upsetting, but kudos, credit where kudos due.
Thanks, bud. Well, that's it's back to you.
Okay, man, we got to go 8 deep. What the were we thinking, man?
I have like 16 listed on my notes.
Damn it. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing where I pick one for myself and one for the competitiveness. I'm going to go Bad Day by Darwin Dees, which was released in 2010. Lyrics, I hope that last page of your 800-page novel is missing. I hope that it rains if you leave your window down on your red Mustang. If you drop your keys, I hope there's a sewer somewhere very nearby. I hope that your team lost. I hope that your new girl takes off with a new guy, because every day ought to be a bad day for you.
Oh my God.
A little poppier than the Mountain Goats version, but Darwin's a weird thing. He had like a dumb hairstyle. I wanted to hate it a lot, but his music's really good. Radar Detector's really good. Up in the Clouds is really good. But Bad Day, I think, was remixed by... I'm not going to be able to think of They did that song Opposite of Adults where they remixed Kids by MGMT, whoever that rap duo was. Anyway, they did like a rap version of Bad Day. It's really good. Anyway, it's like poppy, but it's still, you get the you energy in there. So I like it. It's poppy. I really like, Mr. Dees' work. But if we're being a little more competitive about things, let's go. Now that Tell That, just made my list of things to do today song is out there, but do I get to play you on that and let you pick it, dare you to pick it, while I go in a different direction entirely and go with 180 by Summer by Taking Back Sunday off of Where You Want to Be.
You piece of shit.
You're trying to play mind games with your little fucking Fall Out Boy references, dude. This is war, okay?
And then I gave it to you. I gave it to you. You
didn't.
Stabbed me in the back.
You're playing mind... Oh, my God. Stab me in the fucking... Cry me a fucking river. Jesus Christ. We came in so angry with the mindset. Okay, well, now I don't feel good about it, but except that I do. Just kidding. Okay.
All right, well, then I'm picking Tell Mick that he just made my list of things to do this
You don't
song.
even like that song. Or do you? I don't know. It's so good. I want to pick every song we've talked about so far. Anyway, just to get back to the show for like a quick second, My Best Side Is Your Worst Invention, just like peak teen angst. Like probably the biggest angstometer score the band has ever come up with as Taking Back Sunday, I'd have to say. ? I'm not sure about that. We'll have our fact checkers, look at my work. Just kidding. But yeah, I mean, really good last third of the song on their best album. What more could you want from them? You know what I mean? It's not the song I enjoy the most by them, but it's the one that I'm impacted most by them. But also maybe Great Romances of the 20th Century might be my favorite song of theirs, but that's a discussion for a different day. Anyway.
180 by Summer is my favorite Taking Back Sunday song. Although I don't think I would have thought of it on my own, which is sad.
The thing is, though, like, to me, it's like that Newfound Glory thing, though. Like, I go to it for a very specific use. I don't really listen to one or Where You Want to Be and be like, oh, cool, I get to really enjoy this super happy, great song that I love. It's just like, I'm listening, when I was listening to that record ages 17 through 20, well, now I guess, but, more so maybe 17 through 23 was the sweet spot of just like, we also use a lot of those songs on our like graduation video as seniors that we, because, a lot of us were on King TV or whatever that we mentioned within the school. But that record just became the high school graduation album in my like brain. So it's not in a good place in general when I listen to it, which sucks because it's one of my favorite band's best albums. But there's a very specific you, but more emotional and less badass energy to that song. I don't know.
All right. Tell that Mick he just made my list of things to do today.
You go right on ahead, man. It's so good, though. It's so good.
Yeah, the lyrics that I have written down.
Well, the one I love about it is, light that smoke, one for giving up on me. We talked about this during the brand new Your Favorite Weapon episode where he's like, I got a $20 bill that says no one's ever seen you without makeup. It's like, what old school saunas are you hanging with? What 50-year-old up like divorcee? Like, light that smoke, one for giving up on me, baby. Like, have you been divorced twice by the age of 19? Like, who speaks this way? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Emotional Pete. I don't know.
the line that I had written down, let's play this game called When You Catch Fire, I Wouldn't Piss to Put You Out. Stop burning bridges and drive off of them so I can forget about
Oh
you.
my God. Okay, yes. We should mention that for all the violence we referenced in the Your Favorite Weapon episode, that's pretty up there on the like very specific, I don't know if these are dudes that grew up on Eminem lyrics or something. I guess they were. But like that type of violence was just readily available in culture, right? To just speak on. I don't know. But yeah, no, it's for the mood we're discussing, hard to beat it.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a really good one. Man, what else do I have here? All right, I'm trying to play this strategically. Give me Gives You Hell by All American Rejects.
Interesting choice. Poppy, but delivers the message. I'm interested to hear your thoughts.
I mean, honestly, it's just like, it's such a f*** you song. When you see my face, I hope it gives you hell. Like, that's real.
Yeah. Yeah. It lays it out there. It shouldn't work against them that it's easy on the ears, right?
Right. It's very anthemic. Like, if I'm like real pissed, I mean, like, that might not be the song I go to, right? But this is kind of, I think it portrays the emotion, but this is maybe me on the way back from my walk trying to get over it. You know what I mean? Like, all right, it's time to settle down. This is the transition back into like, trying to have some good come out of this anger walk. I don't just want to be more angry when I get back, whatever. So, yeah, I don't feel super confident about that one, but I'm going to pick it.
No, it was one of the most fun episodes we've had on here to record. The music video is super fun. It is a you song. It just happens to be also like a banger. That's, it's just super fun.
Wait. Oh my God. No, I gotta undo that. I didn't realize I was already on my sixth pick. I gotta undo it, Pat.
Hey, bruh.
I gotta undo it.
You get an undo at the end of the draft. If you want to burn it now, be my guest.
All right. I'm gonna undo it. Because I have 3 here that I need to be on here. All right.
You go right ahead, son.
Mutiny by Set Your Goals. And this is a weird one because, again, this is more of like a battle cry, but it's like they're angry at record labels for screwing over indie artists, but it's such like a strong declaration. Like they do this talking part in the middle of the song, and like the end of it is, we have come to pillage, we have come to burn, we have come to incite the riot, we have come to take it over. And I think that's like, that always got me so pumped, dude. Like that made me feel like I could take on the world. And if I'm angry,
yeah, because you got to have an element of that on that walk, right?
Right.
Like you can't just be in it. There's a point where you have to feel like, and again, as you're healthily working through this and by physical activity instead of like
right,
taking it out in a shitty way on like someone that you know what I mean, like
holes through the
trying to
drywall.
walk through it as a teen, right? Like it's a little safer to just be walking quietly down the sidewalk and just like, but on that walk, there's a pumped up aspect to the high adrenaline to it, right?
Yeah. So that's me again. Got to feel a little empowered. If I'm angry, it's because I need a win. It's really what it is.
Sure.
So
yeah. Yeah, and again, this is really just an admission of like how fragile, right? If we're like in that teen age, you're just like, yeah, I'm glad you said that, because you're like, there has to be a moment during that playlist where you're like feeling yourself a little, right? You can't all just be like,
right,
man, I need things just aren't going my way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, okay, I understand that pick from that lens.
Yeah. So okay, you got 2 in a row here.
Okay, I'll keep the same theme going where I am competitive with one and pick one for myself from the other. You seemed rather upset with my Taking Back Sunday pick. I'm sorry, but I'm not that sorry. Okay, damn it. I want this one, but I know it's just going to piss you off. I can't believe I have to. I'm sorry. I Feel So by Boxcar Racer.
Oh, damn it.
Right. It literally says, I feel so mad, I feel so angry. That's the fucking chorus.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, so that's my pick, I guess, for obvious reasons. I feel bad about it because you love Boxcar Racer.
Yeah.
I feel like we could do a swap at the end where you get that and I get the Fall Out Boy one.
Okay.
Just because at this point we're just hurting each other's feelings or whatever.
So, well, I wouldn't have thought about it, but I want to mention the t-shirt that we designed. that it's the mad and angry and lost and calloused and confused again, and like the Helvetica font. It's like my favorite shirt that we've designed. We'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah, I think like the Cincinnati Reds, there's like a fan shirt where they list their World Series lineup from the 80s or whatever, where it's all the last names. It's like a style. Anyway, yeah, that's probably the best shirt we've designed. Which, yeah, we should say that more often. There's plenty of shirts if you want one.
a ton of shirts.
Yeah. And it pretty much goes directly into the hosting of the show. So consider it, if you think of it about it that way, do what you got to do. Thanks for being here. Mostly in general is our mindset from the jump. So yeah, we're going to, I don't even know if I want to trade it though, because it's not like I didn't also like Boxcar. You know what I mean? Like
keep it, man. Keep it.
Yeah. It's super an angry, it's one of those, it's weird because it's so on the nose, you feel weird about it even as a teen, but it's scratching that itch 100%. So it was one of those headphone songs. You weren't going to be like walking down like boombox on your shoulder like, yeah, I'm f***ing in a mood. Like it's definitely, you don't want other people to be in on what you're going through at that moment kind of thing. Not that you're embarrassed, but also kind of you are, right? Very much so. So that's one of my picks. Give me, Okay, I guess we're just gonna do this. "Shake It Out" by Manchester Orchestra, released in 2009. One of my college bands. I saw them live at Bunbury in Cincinnati when I was working there. They played like a medley from that album, Everything to Nothing, and "Shake It Out" just goes so fucking hard, man. And they really just. It's similar to a song I was going to pick by Newfound Glory that if you want to pick you can, but it's similar to. I don't know, there's snippets of that album that mimic riffs off of the song Doubtful by Newfound Glory, where it's just like drum and top two strings of the guitar riff. It's not super melodic. It's just like you're expressing pure like synapses of the brain through like the way your fingers are moving. You know what I mean? Like there's just like, shake it out. I don't know. It's, just like an explosion of id, really. And God, it's so good. That album's so good. It's just adore it. But actually, only one's my favorite song off that album, but that's a side note there. But yeah, "Shake It Out" by Manchester Orchestra. It finishes so strong, and it's just special album. Good band. Got to pick it.
Cool. I can't say I know it. I've seen them. I think I saw them with, was it Blink-182? It was like Manchester Orchestra, My Chemical Romance, and Blink-182. Like the Honda Civic.
Damn, that's
right?
a really
Wasn't
good tour. I mean, on that album, Everything to Nothing, they go from 0 to 60 at any given time on any given song. And their ballads are almost better. But like also their poppy alt rock songs are good, but also they're like, I was playing that record driving home from college one year with my dad, and he's like, it's a little heavier than your usual stuff, huh? Just kind of the nasty, like, there's like a clip I always tweet from the Twitter account of Jeff Rosenstock's band playing on or some Seattle radio station, and like, there's a frown the drummer makes in that video, just like fucking putting sound into the universe that's angry, and it's just like gnarly, I guess is the word, but just kind of the "Shake It Out," the last third of that song is just like, you're just like, no one, it's just like, there's an intensity to it. There's an adrenaline. There's just a pent up, science isn't my strong suit, but there's a kinetic energy or something. There's just like, something's happening. It's not music at that point almost. It's an expression of pure, the electricity in your brain is coming out through your fingers or something. It's just, it's just like necessary. It just feels important to like the soul or something. Anyway, that's my pick.
Stoked to check it out. Yeah, I don't know that song. God, I feel torn between 4 songs here, and I have 2 picks left.
Oh, we're already that high in the draft.
I'm finishing out our 7th pick.
Let's do it. Let's keep it trucking, man. Let's keep it rolling.
Are we going to 10? Okay. All right. So give me "If He's Here, Who's Running Hell" by 4 Year Strong.
Ooh.
I listened to "Where You Want to Be" and "Rise or Die Trying" just on a loop all my teenage years. It felt like that was it. I mean, there was other stuff, "Take Off Your Pants and Jacket," whatever. But my God, did those albums get some wear. And this song, the lyrics that I really enjoyed are, "When you never did a thing to deserve what you got, you made it all, got it all, or you got it all made, got it all for yourself because that's the only thing you really seem to care about. All you have has been falling down around you, and I found a way to get along without you.
Oh man, I remember when we did the episode for that album. That was probably one of the top 3 moments on the record when they're just kind of, I don't know if it's gang vocals necessarily, but sorry to interrupt, but yeah, them doing their thing at their best on one of their best albums.
Yeah, I really appreciated this. The first song that I thought of, I knew there had to be one off of this record, and I thought "Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Hell" because the breakdown is so like pretty gnarly compared to the rest of theirs, but lyrically, if I were upset, this might be the song that I'd throw on. Honestly, Pat, I've never been into making playlists. I think I made my first playlist ever over the winter with a bunch of new songs that I heard, but I've never been one to make a playlist. I would either just put on an album or just put one song on repeat forever.
It takes a lot of time. I usually
so much time.
Usually the stuff I'm adding in my library is like lately what I'm into. So there'll be like, there's like phases of the kind of a quote unquote playlist that is just the first few songs in my library. But every like 6 months I go back and be like, okay, this is what I've been into lately. This is what I'm really feeling. But usually it's just one song that I want to hear on repeat. So it's tough to get a playlist that it like services what I want from that one song enough. It's almost like if it could go like a shitty radio station that overplays something in the summer, like a pop hit, like I would want to hear that every 4 songs or something.
Right.
Is it still your turn?
Oh, it is. Okay.
I'm glad you keep track. I have no grasp on any of this.
So this is the top of the 8th. Give me "My Friends Over You" by New Found Glory.
Love it. Good pick.
I know it's just whatever. It's like, a big part of pop punk is just like, I can do anything as long as I got my friends. And I love that it's just like, F you, man. I already have what I need. And
you're putting together kind of like a pop punk masterclass so far. Because there's nothing inherently they're all angry, but there's nothing hateful. It's all still pop punky in a sense. Like they're goodbye anthems, but there's still elements of fun there. I'm falling in love with your playlist.
Thanks, man. Well, I still see it as we're doing this collaboratively. Like it all ends up in one playlist.
Right. I feel like my playlist is more like no one's going to have fun with it unless you're having a very bad day. Like yours is at least versatile enough where like you might want to hear "My Friends Over You" anyway, but mine is definitely like maybe not that. I don't want to cut myself shaving tomorrow and bleed all day long. I'm good on the no children.
Well, and I tend to just like pick up on one line and attribute the whole meaning of the song to that. So like, I don't know. I mean, my angry music. I mean, if I were picking like angry music, I mean, it's going to be in an honorable mention, but I had "Face to Face" by Norma Jean on here. Like that's an actual, the whole end is just him screaming, "She simply will not die." But like,
oh my God. Is that still on the table for you?
It'll be an honorable mention. I'm not going to pick it just for the sake of, trying to have some fun with it. But like, even my angry music, it's like still kind of light because I'm not trying to stay in that mood forever. It's just something that brings a little comfort, might bring a little joy on the other side. So yeah, "My Friends Over You" is definitely a good one. And again, man, that girl I dated for so long, I just so vividly remember listening to that in the living room and like playing it over a speaker. And she's like, "Are you trying to tell me something right now?" And I was like, "No, babe, I love you. We're going to be together forever." But in my head,
the
I was
Norma
like,
Jean one?
Yes. No, "My Friends Over You."
Oh, either way, rough. She got the raw end of the stick on that one. Again, you were children, but I wish you guys would have just had a State of the Union address or something.
I wish I would have just left, man. But
for her
what
and
do you do?
Honestly.
We were 16. We had to get married.
Children,
we were betrothed.
But in hindsight, mostly for you because you're my bud, but for her too, like there was just some unhealthy behavior going on. It just wasn't good for anybody.
I was not innocent in any of that stuff.
Right.
I was not the only victim there.
Are you trying to? I can't believe that actually f***ing happened, dude. I'm just now realizing what you just told me. She actually said, "Are you trying to tell me something?" And you said, "No." Jesus.
But I wasn't. I just love that song. I was just discovering New Found Glory.
Well, hey.
It was my favorite song at the time. It really was.
I knew you at the time. You took me to see a movie with her friend, and Not only didn't I really like her friend so much, you didn't even like her. So it's like, why are we watching Dan in real life right now?
And she was like, Pat was being so rude. He wasn't even watching the movie. I was like, someone's got to break the tension here, man.
The thing is, I was only watching the movie dutifully. I was studying that Dane Cook in the background. Yeah, Dan! Watching Steve Carell cry into a stack of pancakes and shit. It's like, how is Dan in real life the movie that we're sitting at for this particular memory of our lives, which I ended up loving the movie because it was better than the situation that was happening with the other three people I was sitting with. It's like, sure, Steve Carell and Dane Cook both in love with the same middle-aged woman at a camp lake house. Sure, I'm in. I'll bite. It doesn't take much for me to bite on a movie, and I was like, yeah, I'm into it. Whatever. Yeah, Dan.
All right.
Also, I think if you listen to the show, we're Dane Cook apologists, not for his outside of the stage behavior, but we thought he was funny in 7th grade, and that, whatever. What more do you want from me? I don't know. Actually, what? I don't even want to get that deep into it. Maybe he's a bad guy. Let's just whatever. Okay. I get 2. Where are we at?
Yeah.
These are what and what for me?
8 and 9.
Holy Okay. Get a job, career concept.
Dude, I sing that song like every day. Yip, 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 yip. Get a job.
Get a job, career
concepts.
What's the one I always do? The one, it's like a car wash thing. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We can
O'Reilly
do
Auto Parts?
No, it's like, it doesn't matter. We'll do an Eerie Jingles episode someday or something. But, yip, 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 yip. Get a job.
God.
If you come here for the Eerie stuff, then you're loving this. If not, like probably most of you are not, you're waiting for me to pick. Okay, I'll try to. I'm just reading through here, Oh man alive. I do declare. This is 8 and 9. My goodness gracious. I don't want to double up on bands, but I might have to. You know what? Let's just do this. Right? Hash Pipe by Weezer, 2001.
Ooh, dude, I was singing that today. We are so in tune right now.
Yeah, we've been talking on the phone a lot lately, trying to figure out the show and stuff. But yeah,
I want to say,
just like
I want to say, when we're doing drafts, we do not discuss what songs we're picking. These are all surprises.
But we also record shows weekly for hours, so like we know what we've been kind of into.
But Megan and I were singing Hash Pipe as she was making like a scrambled hash thing for breakfast. So anyway,
you got your big jeans, which is the best reference to Gene Code jeans in any song probably ever.
Dude, wait, hold on. When I Googled it, it said big G's, like the letter G.
Damn it. That can't be true. Quit pointing out when I hear things wrong. Leave my mind alone.
No, it blew my mind because I said, no, he says jeans. And then Megan was like, no, he says dreams. And then I Googled and it said G's.
Damn.
So
that's depressing. Okay. And the music video where the sumo wrestlers are just like f***ing each other up while the band plays in one of the sumo circles nearby. It's a really good video that emulates the energy of the song itself, just like, because they're really fighting. They're like, getting after it. So just really good you energy with the, after every verse line, just like, just nasty. Like, it's like that face I'm describing of that Jeff Rosenstock drummer, just like, downward frown, delivering it. It's not like meant to, I don't know. There's just like a nastiness to it that's just like, I don't know. Rock and roll's great, everybody, whatever. Man, this is my number 9. Jesus. Okay. My Last Semester by the Wonder Years, released in 2010.
Oh, you mother. Dude, I thought that was off. Yeah. I thought that was off the table for some reason.
I've had 2 2010 songs on this list, so I'm more than willing to repick.
Man.
Because that would eliminate my Darwin pick as well. But that's if that's my number 9. I don't even have like a strong 10. I really got to think about everything here. God, I hate this.
I would have just picked all of that album if I thought it was on the table.
Well, okay.
I don't know why I didn't think it was.
Let's bail. I mean,
no,
2000 to 2010.
Keep it. It's fine.
Just for future reference, I've been working under the assumption that the year 2000 up to the year 2010, which is technically 11 years, right? But if you want to pick one off that album, like Melrose Diner or something in one of your next picks, be my guest. But yeah, like I'm not sad anymore. Like I'm just tired of this place. We talked about it when we did the Upsides Out the episode. Like it's not even a sadness, cut my wrist and black my eyes song. It's just like I'm just fucking tired of this place, and let's rock out for a bit because I just want to fucking bounce, man. It's a good walk song, I guess is why I picked it.
So Melrose Diner was like a thought, but I was just I don't know. I don't know why I was thinking it was off the table. So what I actually went with was About to Get Fruit Punched, Homie, by the Wonder Years.
Hey.
From their first album, which honestly I kind of think is still their best album. Get Stoked on It is like one of my favorite records of all time. And I picked, the whole thing's so weird. It's about like Captain Crunch and the Kool-Aid Man, like a relationship and whatever. But I remember being in DC. I just moved there.
They reference cereal more than any band I've ever listened to.
They really do. They do. But the line, I remember being in the Roslyn station, walking to it because I went to the Art Institute of Washington in Northern Virginia, which was like you could throw a stone across the river into DC from where I went to school. But the Roslyn Metro line, right on the blue line, blue and orange, I used to take the Metro before I bought a bike a couple months into school. And I so vividly remember just like hating it, man. It took me a few months to really hate being there. And the line that I like was, and yet the whole song is so goofy that it's even hard to take this pick seriously, but I really attached to the line, "Yo, Holmes, you don't know what I'm capable of, so keep my name out of your mouth, son."
Oh, man. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on in that song. I understand why they don't perform it anymore with some of the lyrics, but it's a fucking masterpiece. That entire record. I was so happy when they got the remix and remaster of the whole thing because it's one of my favorite albums ever. And it breaks my heart that they don't even acknowledge its existence. It really does. Anyway, 2 Wonder Years back to back. I love it.
Nice.
So, okay, I've got one more.
This is your 10th and then I'll get a 10th?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just going to say Last Chance to Lose Your Keys by Brand New.
You can do better. Take a moment.
Am I missing something huge?
I don't know. There's even better Brand New songs.
Well, the whole like Girls Like You That Make Me Think I'm Better Off Home on a Saturday night.
Oh, sorry. I got the titles mixed up. I know that's one of your favorites. Never mind. I take it back.
Yeah,
You're
no,
right.
I mean, it might be, one of my favorite songs of theirs, easily. And again, that girl I dated for so long.
Yeah, this playlist is pretty heavily based around those experiences, it sounds like.
There was a lot of even just anger at myself around this time, sophomore, junior of high school, and I was really listening to a lot of these songs. So this is actually like 2007, what I was listening to when I was angry, and I've lived a pretty privileged life. I didn't have much to be angry about. So, band practice being made harder and a girl I didn't need to be with, but felt like I had to be, though, that's the biggest adversity that I faced at that time. So
yeah, that's a good disclaimer for the whole episode.
That's where most of my picks are centered around. So.
Yeah, I think that I think that it's a good disclaimer. I think there's like a lot of Ben Folds lyrics that I think Rockin' the Suburbs lyrics that probably describe, our actual anger, not being real anger in these moments. But when you're a teen, everything feels heavier. Gonna cuss on the mic tonight type vibe.
Ben Folds was a character in You're the Worst as himself, and it was a highlight of the show. You have to watch that show.
We should really do, I don't know if Rockin' the Suburbs falls into our niche, but there's definitely some Ben Folds 5 stuff too as well. Annie Waits. I don't know. There's just plenty to explore. I love this show. I think I say I hate and I love this show once each episode. Okay, so I get a number 10 here.
Yeah.
You seem upset.
No, there's still so much to talk about, and the episode's going long, but I enjoyed this a lot. Gimme.
I already did my Newfound Glory stuff, but I'm anxious to read to you in my honor. I'm more excited for the honorable mentions at this point, so I should just make a pick. Gosh, I want to there's the stuff we talk about all the time, and then there's stuff that might be better for conversation. So I'll just take it in this direction. Way Away by Yellow Card, track 1 on Ocean Avenue. In terms of the walking theme and being away from a different point where you once may have been, right?
That's a really good one.
The pacing, it's a good album opener. You know, I love album openers. It's actually probably the thing I mentioned most on the show is how much I love a good track 1. Right. You know, way away from here I'll be, you know. And what the else do you need on a walk where you're trying to be away from the place you just left? So, yeah, I'm going to go there. You know, I got to trust the research. You know, when you're looking at your doc and you're just like, what do I pick? It's like, stick with the plan, stick with the plan. Right. So that's my pick 10. I feel good about it. I left a lot on the cutting room floor, though. I'm anxious to hear I liked last time when we did the give and take honorable mentions.
Okay. My hands are furiously typing all of this as we're talking, so you might hear a little bit of noise. Hit me with your first honorable mention.
Okay, I'll give you both Newfound Glory songs I left on the cutting room floor. Doubtful and At Least I'm Known for Something. Those two paired with Understatement are like, I'll go to Newfound Glory, hit them up with the mix of songs I have from their catalog in my library, and just like ride a bike for a long time or something. You know what I mean? Just like those riffs, the energy. It's different than when you go for My Friends Over You. Or, well, I know you picked that this draft, but for me, you know, it's just there's different parts of that galaxy you can explore, and those three sum up a very specific mood for me.
Nice. At Least I'm Known for Something is really good. All right, give me, this is actually, I can't believe I picked it, Since You've Been Gone by A Day to Remember. The cover.
Dude, we have to do the Kelly Clarkson Since You've Been Gone episode just for the covers. There's so much to talk about. Legitimately.
Yeah.
It's a good pick.
Yeah. So I really like the cover. My sister liked singing it. She didn't like the screaming, but it was like half step down. So it was like more in her range. I remember her liking that. Yeah. So this wasn't heavily researched, but it just came to mind. Liar, It Takes One to Know One by Taking Back Sunday. Right? Okay, and I already mentioned Gives You Hell by All American Rejects, so I'll throw that in there as well.
Are those all your honorable mentions?
I have a few more. I have 3 more.
All
so
right. I'll get a couple in here. Quiet Things That No One Ever Knows by Brand New is on my list. Cuts Marked in the March of Men by Coheed off of In Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth. That's more of I just love that record and being in that mood. Listening to that record over again is just kind of that mood for me. Especially the In Keeping Secret, like that 8-minute, track 2. It's not really a track 2. There's like a fucking fake phone call as track 1. I hate when people do that, but anyway, that's a whole mood in its whole self, but I didn't feel it necessarily fit on this list. Tell That Mick, he just made my list of things to do today. You picked Emergency by Paramore was on there.
Ooh, God, how is Paramore not on this
I know,
list,
dude. I know. I was looking, I kept scrolling past it. I'm like, it's not going to make it. I can't believe it. Also, The Feudal by Say Anything. But nothing makes sense, but so I won't think about it. And then it closes out with, I'm eating rat poison for dinner, pull the cord from the phone, I am dying alone tonight. It was going to be either that or Admit It. I didn't want to double up on bands for this list, and I happened to just kind of make a gut decision, but The Feudal would have been such a good pick.
Oh, dude, we should have had Misery Business in here. My God, we suck.
Yeah, dude, we butchered it.
So, yeah, Face to Face by Norma Jean off of Bless the Martyr and Kiss the Child. I had Open Your Eyes by Goldfinger, and this was like, I just had a couple Goldfinger singles like freshman year of high school, and I remember this being like the heaviest song I've heard at that time. So it was like a good angry song for me. And then back before I knew Shut Up by Blink-182 existed, and we mentioned this during the episode, but She Hates Me by Puddle of Mud. My sister and I listened to this song a lot, and rather than She Fucking Hates Me, we changed it to be about my stepdad, and we screamed, I fucking hate you. So like that was our angry song when we were in like 6th or 7th grade. So there's a backstory that has to be, attached to that to be understood, but that was definitely our angry song at the time.
Understandable.
Yeah, that's all I got.
I'll rattle off a few. Say This Sooner by The Almost. Feel Good Drag by Anne Boleyn. Couple Jimmy Eat World songs. Bleed American, track 1 off of Bleed American, I guess, obviously. Also, Sweetness off of that record is a good you vibe, but it might not be a you song, so I didn't want to pick it, but it rocks. It rocks so fucking hard.
Megan had me listen to that for the first time a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, are you listening? Whoa.
Oh no, sorry, not for the first time. She brought it back to my mind because I didn't know it was called The Sweetness, so we listened to it a couple times in the car.
Yeah. Sing it back, whoa. I don't know, it's just good.
Yeah, it's a good one.
But I didn't know if it was like actually angry. It's called Sweetness. Maybe that's the point of the irony of it or anything. Anyway, I got scared. Also, Your New Aesthetic by Jimmy Eat World off of Clarity. Kind of like a you record business song, I think. I'm not really sure. Anyway, it's just a couple Jimmy Eat World tracks in there to let you know that we're with it.
We're hip, fellow youths.
Also, here's one that we haven't even mentioned. I'm Not Okay by My Chemical Romance.
Oh,
I know. We f***ed up.
Dumb.
Yeah. Well, we're going to leave you another draft feeling awful about how it all went down. Goodbye, everybody. No, just got to do some songs of the week here, I guess.
Yeah. I'll start it off, which I rarely ever do. There's a record that came out in 2010. It's, again, just one of my absolute favorites. I didn't realize it was turning 10 years old this year. I want to interview the singer for some kind of bonus episode late September, but the song Days That Shape Our Lives by Me vs. Hero, they're like, when we did the 4 Year Strong episode, we kind of talked about all the different bands that kind of mimic their style, and I mentioned Me vs. Hero, and I think they're actually one of the few bands that took a ton of influence from 4 Year Strong, but made it their own and were able to like transcend the copycat nature of a lot of the bands. And the album Days That Shape Our Lives is one of my favorite pop punk records, / easycore. I really loved their demos and EPs that came out before it, but every song in this album is so good. But the title track Days That Shape Our Lives is like a perfect pop punk easycore song. Like, the perfect formula. They do it so well. Beautiful meaning. Love it.
Nice. Mine is Stupid Love by Lady Gaga. It's been on this radio promo for this like sports station I listen to out of Cleveland, 92.3 The Fan. Just because I listen to Browns Talk Radio or whatever. If you listen to the show, you know that's one of my like whatever hobbies. Who cares? But there's like an iHeart or like a radio.com app promo for radio.com. And it's just like, I need your stupid love. And I was like, all right, I got to look this up. It's too good. So it's like from February. I'm not even up on this, but I love it. Lady Gaga. She's a force to be reckoned with. I probably like a lot more of her catalog than I even realize or have taken the time to really appreciate. But yeah, Stupid Love. Sure. I like it.
Cool. Well, we will have the mixtape draft, the playlist up on Apple Music and Spotify. Again, the show notes for this episode are at reminiscentpodcast.com/episode/173. We'll have some bonus stuff in the Patreon, some post shows, some videos, whatnot. Patreon.com/reminiscent. And yeah, hit us up on Twitter at _reminiscentfm. My favorite thing about this show is when people send back, hey, this is what I would listen to on my anger walk. It's so cool to hear that stuff. So if you guys do anything, rating and reviewing, all that, we want to hear from you on Twitter. That's like the thing that we love the most. Although we wouldn't hate a review.
And tell a friend. No, more than tell a friend. Tell a friend.
Yeah, sure. All that.
But yeah, the 2004 stuff on Twitter was super fun. I think like actually a surprising amount of you hit us up, which was really cool. Really thoughtful lists too. I was like, oh damn, it was cool stuff. Mentioning like Hello Goodbye and stuff. I was like, man, we got to do a Hello Goodbye.
Oh my god, yeah, jeez.
There's like an early 2000s like poppy synthy thing that we haven't even done.
I know.
There's like, it's really cool to be reminded that like, wow, we haven't even scratched the surface, and that feels really good. So.
Right. We're constantly thinking, we're like, what else do we talk about? I'm like, these other 10 billion things.
Yeah. Damn it. We did another My Chemical Romance episode. What is there left in the world to do? Everything else. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. I love you, man. This was fun. Let us know if you like this, because there's plenty of these types of things we could do. Explore the draft format and all that. So.
Awesome, man. Well, love you too. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for making it all the way through to the end of this episode. It was honestly one of the best drafts we've ever done, and I didn't expect that, but hit us up on Twitter @_reminiscentfm. Let us know, 17-year-old you taking an anger walk at night. Mom's just making you so PO'd. What songs are you listening to? What's going to help you get out of that funk? Also, we rarely talk about it, but check out our t-shirts at reminiscentpodcast.com/shop. Lots of fun stuff in there, but we'll see you all next week. We love you. Stay home, stay safe. Bye, everyone.